The NASCAR Xfinity Series is back here, bringing you coverage of the O'Reilly Auto Ports 300, race number 6 of the 2015 NASCAR Xfinity Series season. We are live here at the Texas Motor Speedway getting ready for the 6th race of the year, 34 laps of racing here under the lights. We have the number 20 rookie Erik Jones starting on the pole, and he will lead the field down to the green flag for the first time in his career. On the outside of the front row is Brian Scott, still looking for that first career win. Row 2, Denny Hamlin, winner from Phoenix earlier this season, will start on row 2 alongside his rookie teammate Daniel Suarez in the 18. Then on row 3, we have the number 22, that is Joey Logano, driving the 22 for Team Penske. He will start next to the reigning series champion Chase Elliott in the 9. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88 car this weekend will roll off 7th next to Austin Dillon, Chris Buescher, and Elliott Sadler. Here will be your top 10 when we go green in just a short matter of moments. That is pretty much all of the pre-race news. Let's send you down trackside, or let's send you down now to the green flag. Okay, we are going green this time by. But before we go green, let's get you up to speed on what's new in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. We have a couple of drivers making their debuts today at Texas. First one being the 55 this weekend, driven by Brandon Godovic, driving this 55 for Viva Motorsports. He will drive this car this weekend and I believe next weekend at Bristol. Also making their debuts is this 84 car, being driven by Mason Mingus. Chad Boat was supposed to be in this car, but he's not in the car, so they have gotten their truck driver Mason Mingus driving this 84. He will make his debut today. And as you can see, Jeremy Clements is on the apron. So early trouble strikes the 51 team of Jeremy Clements. The number 19 being driven by truck driver Tyler Young. Making his NASCAR Xfinity debut, Mike Bliss left TriStar Motorsports, and this weekend Mike Bliss is driving the 74 for Mike Harmon Racing. That is pretty much all of what you need to know as of right now, as we are underway here at Texas. Erik Jones will get us underway here as they enter turn 1 for the first time tonight. Both Jones and Scott were able to get good enough starts and jump out in the first 2 spots. And now we got Hamlin to the inside. No, not able to make it happen, but now Logano to the inside of Denny Hamlin for 3rd place. Hamlin gets around on the outside. Now Daniel Suarez on the outside of the 22 of Joey Logano. There's the 88 of Dale Jr. in that Goody Chevrolet. That 88 car so far has 2 wins this season, both with Kevin Harvick. And up front, Denny Hamlin going after Brian Scott for 2nd place. Hamlin drives down in there. Scott trying to get any grip and momentum on the outside to stay in front of Denny Hamlin, and he's still fighting on the outside, but looks like Hamlin will have the edge once they get down into turn 1. Brian Scott now 3rd, Logano 4th, and Dale Jr. your top 5. Hamlin looking at the bottom of his teammate Erik Jones. Does not have enough run, and Jones shut the door. Right outside the top 5 is Chase Elliott. Coming off right now so far his best finish of the year is 2nd at Phoenix, still looking for his first win of the year. And up front, once again, Hamlin to the inside. It looks like he'll clear Erik Jones as they come off turn 2, down the back straightaway. Now Logano trying to get up into 2nd place. A couple of guys to keep an eye on, Regan Smith and Chris Buescher, but how about the 2 guys behind them, John West Townley and J.J. Yaley? You can't really be surprised that these 2 guys are up front, because these 2 guys have been up front in all the practices we've had this weekend. Both of these drivers were up inside the top 5 in practice in all the practices this weekend so far, and they're showing that they have the speed to run up with these big teams. John West Townley for Athenian Motorsports and JJL Racing for J.J. Yaley. And they're still moving up to the front as Denny Hamlin has been able to get the lead, and he has driven away from 2nd place Erik Jones. Brian Scott 3rd, Dale Jr. and Logano battling for 4th place. Scott on the inside of Jones was not able to make a move down there in turn. Was not able to clear coming off turn 4. Now Chris Buescher has gotten on the inside lane. He drives up to the back bumper of the 2 of Brian Scott. Logano falling back on the outside, and Buescher to the inside. Now we got Regan Smith up here inside the top 5, and give a call to that 28 of J.J. Yaley. Like we said, up here, having a great shot and running up with the teams that usually win almost every weekend, or at least runs up into the top 10 every weekend. And he's still making me. Look at him, 3 wide J.J. Yaley going by Eric Jones, Dale Jr., Regan Smith. And he's bringing that 25 with him with John West Townley. This 25 team is a little bit more funded than the 28 team, but even this 25 is not the most funded team in the field. And because of all these guys battling for 2nd place and 3rd place and 4th place, that has allowed Denny Hamlin to pull out to a 1.4 second lead on new runner-up Chris Buescher. Jeremy Clements was on and off pit road right before the race began. Clements is right now 40th, 1 lap down. So a real disappointing run. It's already a disappointing race for the 51 team of Jeremy Clements. Let's give you a full field rundown as we are 10 laps into the O'Reilly Autoports 300. And we have Denny Hamlin out in front of Chris Buescher. J.J. Yaley now up in the 3rd place. Brian Scott and Regan Smith. Dale Jr., John West Townley, Joey Logano, Daniel Suarez, and Elliott Sadler. Eric Jones fell back all the way to 11th place with Chase Elliott in 12th. Ryan Reed right now is currently 13th in that 16 car. Darrell Wallace Jr., your winner from Las Vegas, and your point leader is 14th, with Brendan Poole in 15th. And Austin Dillon all the way back here in 16th place. With Brendan Gaughan 17th, Dakota Armstrong 18th, Blake Cook, and Ty Dillon has not worked his way up at all. He is only 20th in that 3 car. Ryan Sieg, Sam Hornish Jr., Harrison Rhodes, Landon Castle, and David Starr. Ross Chastain started back in 38th place. He's now worked his way up to 26th. Chastain is the biggest mover in the field right now. He's gained 12 spots in 12 laps. Right now, 27th place is Mason Mingus. 28th is Cale Conley. 29th place is Peyton Sellers. And Todd Bodine is in the field. Todd Bodine driving the 90 for... I'm not even sure what the team is called. Brendan Godovic making his debut in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Right now, currently 31st. Joey Gase now up in the 32nd. Tanner Berryhill 33rd. Eric McClure 34th. And Mike Bliss is now 35th. Stanton Barrett, Jeffrey Earnhardt, and Carlos Contreras 38th. And Tyler Young is on pit road in the 19. Tyler Young, one of the drivers making their debuts today. This is a 1-race deal with TriStar Motorsports. They have already announced that Tanner Berryhill will be driving this 19 car next weekend at Bristol, and possibly the remaining of the 2015 season. So that's great news for Tanner Berryhill, as he will go a lap down to race leader Denny Hamlin. The last couple of laps, that 60 of Chris Buescher has been chipping away at the lead by Denny Hamlin. It's now down to 1.2 seconds. And just another 4/10 back is J.J. Yaley in that 28 with John West Townley and Brian Scott making up your top 5. And they're still battling so hard. That's why guys like Yaley and Townley and Bush have been able to pull away. All these guys have been focused with racing back here side by side, and they have allowed Townley, Yaley, Scott, Buescher, and Hamlin to pull away. And it looks like Tyler Young will go a 3rd lap down here. On lap 13, Young leaves pit road. Looks like Dale Jr. will get away in 6th place with Daniel Suarez up in the 7th place. Sadler trying to get around Logano for 8th. Ryan Reed having a nice run early on in the 2015 season. Right now currently up inside the top 10, getting pressured by the 62 of Brendan Gaughan. And you can tell Buescher has been catching Denny Hamlin. We are just about to pass the halfway point in this race. Remember when the lead was up to around 1.4? It's almost less than a second now. Bush has closed down to 54. Now 5/10 of a second, just about half a second now behind Denny Hamlin. Busher closing in on leader Denny Hamlin. And look how quickly that 60 of Bush has been able to just reel in that 54 Hamlin once he got cleared from all of this melee back here. And I give a call to Blake Cook right now, running up inside the top 15, outrunning Regan Smith and Darrell Wallace and Eric Jones and Ty Dillon and Sam Portis Jr. And the same with J.J. Yaley and John West Townley. And here comes that 60 of Chris Buescher to the inside. Doesn't have enough run though to make it work on the inside. That will allow that 28 of J.J. Yaley to get a great run on the outside. He gets to the outside of Chris Buescher. John West Townley will now close in that 25 car. And Brian Scott completes the top 5 right now. Junior Suarez, Sadler, Elliott, and Logano. Reed, Gahn, Cook, Poole, and Wallace. Smith, Armstrong, Sieg, Hornish, and Ross Chastain up in the 20th place. This 4 car started all the way back in 38th place after spinning in qualifying, and Chastain has picked up 18 spots in 20 green flag laps. That is a real tremendous job by the 4 Ross Chastain, doing it all on his own, and he's still looking for more. Right here on the back bumper, Sam Portis Jr., Ryan Sieg right on the inside of the 43 of Dakota Armstrong. The 4 has plenty of time to even get up at least inside the top 15. Or top 14 even. 14 to go here at Texas. Right now, nothing's really changed up front. Townley's now looking at the inside of J.J. Yaley for 3rd place. A career day for John West Townley for Xfinity Motorsports. And J.J. Yaley's best finish in the NASCAR Xfinity Series is 2nd, coming at Kentucky in 2006. He was driving for Joe Gibbs Racing then. But still, it's been a long time since Yaley's actually had a decent ride in NASCAR, period. And right now, he's proven that he has the talent to still get it done to the inside of John West Townley for 3rd place. And as you see, right up ahead, Chris Buescher still on the inside of Denny Hamlin. Right now, they are about to lap the 23 of Carlos Contreras to put him 1 lap down. And right up ahead is Jeremy Clements getting ready to go 2 laps down. And you got this big pack of cars with Tyler Young, who's 3 laps down, Mike Bliss, Tanner Berryhill, Eric McClure, Jeffrey Earnhardt, Joey Gase, Stanton Barrett, Brennan Godovic, Ty Bodine, Austin Dillon back here in 24th place. Not sure what's going on with this 3 car of Austin Dillon. But here right now, he's outside the top 20. The same goes with his brother and teammate Ty Dillon in this 3 car. The RCR cars have not been that great this weekend, and even Eric Jones down here in 23rd place. What is going on? A lot of these good cars, the drivers and cars we expected to be up front are outside the top 15, even top 20. So some of these guys who we don't expect, like J.J. Yaley and John West Townley, and we got a battle for the lead. Chris Buescher goes by Denny Hamlin, and Yaley cut behind Jeremy Clements. Anyway, though, we don't expect guys like Yaley and Townley to be up front, and Chris Buescher going after the race lead. Coming to 10 to go this time by. Actually, less than 10 to go. It's about 8 to go now. Buescher, Townley, Hamlin, and Yaley. 4 cars under a blanket as they go past the 51 of Jeremy Clements to put him the 2nd lap down. Junior right now is in 5th place. And he has been running quicker than the guys ahead of him last couple of laps. And now Brian Scott is stuck behind the 23 of Contreras. So is Chase Elliott, but he's able to get to the bottom of the track to get by as they come off turn 2. Logano right behind Elliott, Reed, and gone. And Scott still pushing Contreras down the back straightaway. And Blake Cook's career day continues in that 8 car for TriStar Motorsports. Huge loss by Brian Scott, who is continuing to get slowed down by Carlos Contreras. Now Darrell Wallace and Brennan Poole trying to take advantage of the 2-course misfortune in this past lap. Down to 15th place, possibly for the 2 of Brian Scott. Last 7 to go though. 4th race leader Chris Buescher. He is right now your leader with John West Townley, J.J. Yaley, and Denny Hamlin. The top 4, Dale Jr. now has to go and get around this 51 of Jeremy Clements before he can chase down our 4 leaders. Right now, the next car Chris Buescher would get to is the number 19, or now would be the 74 of Mike Bliss. Mike Bliss, who used to drive that number 19 car, actually drove it last week at California, or a couple of weeks ago at California. Bliss was released from TriStar Motorsports and picked up a 1-race deal with the 74 team of Mike Harmon Racing. Tanner Berryhill, who is driving that 10 car, that yellow 10, is expected to drive the 19 for the remainder of the year. And we got Mike Bliss now coming to pit road. And a couple of guys coming down pit road with him. Jeffrey Earnhardt coming down. We got Joey Gase, Brendan Godovic, and Stanton Barrett all on pit road on lap number 29. And we got a lot more guys on pit road. We got the 14 is on pit road. That's Cale Connolly. So the question is, and Mason Mingus is on pit road. The question is, does any of our leaders have enough fuel to make it all the way? Chris Buescher, J.J. Yaley, Denny Hamlin, John West Townley. Buescher looks like he'll stay out along with Townley, but Yaley and Hamlin coming down. So is the 25. Townley, Yaley, Hamlin, Suarez, and Logano on pit road. So that will keep the 60 of Chris Buescher out in front of new runner-up Dale Earnhardt Jr., Elliott Sadler, Chase Elliott, and Ryan Reed. Now your top 5. Blake Cook, Darrell Wallace, Brendan Gaughan, Brian Scott, and Brennan Poole. And looks like Sadler is coming down pit road. And Chris Buescher is coming down pit road. That will hand over the lead to the 88 of Dale Jr. Jenny Motorsports now first and second with Chase Elliott in second place, looking for his first win of the year still in that 9 car. Won this race 1 year ago. He is in position to go 2 in a row in the spring race at Texas, but he has to get around his boss and teammate Dale Jr. to get it done. Elliott is closing. Ty Bodine right on the back bumper of Dale Jr. Right in front of him is Tyler Young in the 19. They make their way out of turn 4. Jr. and Elliott will stay out one more time. 1 lap to go here at Texas. And it is pretty much a clean track from here. Peyton Sellers pretty much far ahead of the 88 of Dale Jr. Ty Bodine, does he make a move that allows the 9 of Elliott to get by? One more set of corners for the 88, 2-time former Xfinity champion, running a limited schedule, and a field mileage is going to win him the race. The 88 of Dale Jr. will win the race here at Texas. After running 5th most of the night, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the winner of the O'Reilly Autoports 300 as he gets a 1-2 finish with Chase Elliott coming up in second. And how about Ryan Reed coming up in third, Darrell Wallace Jr. 4th, and 5th place today is the 33 of Austin Dillon, as he did not have a 5th place car, didn't even have a 20th place car, but Dillon was able to make it on fuel and he will finish 5th today. Todd Dillon comes home 6th in that 3 car. A big points day for Todd Dillon after the struggles he had today. And John West Townley will finish in 7th place. A career best for John West Townley. Chris Buescher only gets a 9th place finish. Denny Hamlin 8th. And Elliott Sadler your top 10. J.J. Elliott comes home in 11th place. So that is all here from the Texas Motor Speedway. Tomorrow the NASCAR Spring Up Series will be heading to this track for the, I believe it's the Duck Commander 500. So we will see you there. Alright, congrats to winner Dale Jr., who will be in tomorrow's race. So we'll look forward to that. That is the next race on this channel. So that is all here from Texas. And here comes your official results here of the O'Reilly Autoports 300.